Welcome, I'm James, and in this clip we're going to look at some really low priced, small, pocket-sized hot hatches that right now are absolute bargains and amazing value for money. You might be looking for a daily driver or just a fun car for the weekend, and the good news is there's some great options, so let's take a look. First up is the VW Lupo GTI. These cars have been steadily going back up in value these last 2 years, but they're still a great bargain. It's the spiritual successor of the Mark I Golf GTI. It's small, lightweight and fun to drive. It has a 1.6 naturally aspirated engine. It puts out 123 brake horsepower, 0 to 60 in 8.2 seconds, which is faster than its newer modern equivalent, the VW Up GTI. This Lupo GTI is a great looking little car. I really like its flared arches, the spoiler and the centrally mounted exhaust. It's not all just about looks though. The front wings and doors are aluminium to save weight, and it had better springs and dampers as well, and it's got a nice 6-speed manual gearbox. The car's well put together, which is pretty typical for VW. Now these cars are getting pretty rare now, but I did find this black one from 2002 for just £3,500, which has done just over 100,000 miles, and overall it looks in really nice condition. Great bargain. The Ford Fiesta Mark V ST. ST meaning Sports Technologies. Anyway, it was great news when this ST was released in 2005, because it was 1993 when the XR2i ceased production, so there was quite a big gap. This ST is a good looking little car and it's aging really well. It's powered by a 2-litre Zetec inline-4 engine. It develops 148 brake horsepower and will do 0 to 60 in 7.9 seconds, and it handles really well too. There are other small hatches that might excite you a bit more than this ST, but overall this car is a solid performer and it'll no doubt be a future classic fast forward one day. And ideally, if you can find one, find the ST500 because they're a pretty similar price. Now's the time to buy one because they're slowly creeping back up in value and price. I found this 2006 ST in red with 98,000 miles in a really nice tidy condition for just £2,000. My sofa cost more than £2,000. That is a bargain. The Corsa VXR. Vauxhall decided to drop the GSI badging and rebrand with VXR, forging a link with its VX racing team. The last hot Corsa was the GSI, and then in 2007 the Corsa VXR arrived, and under the bonnet is a very quick 1.6 litre turbocharged engine, which has plenty of mid-range torque. It has a nice 6-speed manual gearbox. The interior is really nice, especially nice are the Recaro seats. This Corsa has 192 brake horsepower. It does 0 to 60 in 6.8 seconds, so it's a fast little car. VXR cars aren't meant to blend into the background, and the Corsa definitely isn't low-key. It looks pretty loud with its styling. It has a great body kit and spoiler, and the triangular exhaust mounted in the middle of the rear bumper looks awesome. I also really like the well-styled wing mirrors. It's definitely one of the hottest cars in its class, and now they're pretty cheap. I found this 2008 Corsa in ardent blue with 76,000 miles for just £3,000. It looks like it's in really great condition. It's had quite a bit of money spent on it. That's a great small hatch for £3,000. The Renault Clio 182. This 2-litre 16-valve Clio, like its name, has 182 brake horsepower and will do 0 to 60 in under 7 seconds. This little Clio is fast in a straight line, and it's happy being thrown around corners and all over the place. Just don't overdo it and throw it into a ditch. Now you can buy the regular 182 and that's all good, or you can buy the hardcore stripped out version, the Cup, but a lot of people say it's not as stripped out and as good as the 172 Cup. Or you can buy the regular 182 with the Cup pack or Cup packs. This way you get to keep all the interior luxuries with some Cup benefits. The Clio 182 is a good looking car. It has a tasteful body kit and I really like the twin tailpipes. Now these cars are brilliant fun to drive and have been steadily going back up in price these last few years, but they're still fairly cheap. I found this 2004 182 for £2,500. It's done about 100,000 miles and it seems to be in a really nice condition, so they're still relatively cheap. The Mini Cooper S or John Cooper Works. We all know the Mini shape, they're pretty appealing to lots of people. That's why we see so many on the roads, and if you're looking for a cheap, hot, fast version, there's a few options. The first generation BMW Mini, the R53, Cooper S can be bought pretty cheap, and it's slowly becoming a classic. The Cooper S has a 1.6 supercharged engine, and it started with about 163 brake horsepower, and when people added the John Cooper Works tuning pack, that increased to 200 brake horsepower. And from 2005, the same tuning pack changed it to 210 brake horsepower. Personalisation is a huge thing with Mini, so specifications can vary from the basic Cooper S. People added chili packs, John Cooper Works accessories, body kits, sunroofs, panoramic roofs, front fog lights, different coloured interiors, the list goes on. You can even get a convertible version, so there's lots of options for you. Ideally though, you want a facelift R53 which is from 2004. Although it looks pretty much the same car, the changes under the body are very extensive and it gets a better interior. Now you can pick up a Cooper S from as little as £1,200, but like I said, ideally you want a post-2004 model. Without looking very hard, I found quite a few Minis. There's this 2005 Cooper S, it's done about 100,000 miles for £2,500. It's a really nice colour combination and the interior is a great colour. It's got a panoramic roof and it's got the big speedo delete as well with a sat-nav in its place, which I think looks better. Then there's this 2002 John Cooper Works Cooper S, it's done 100,000 miles and it's £3,500. That's a great price. And if you're on a smaller budget, there's this 2003 Cooper S, again 100,000 miles for £1,500. All cars great value. A bonus car now which doesn't seem to get as much love as the others, but it's from the same era and it's a great price. The Citroen C2 VTS is a decent all-rounder. Maybe it's not as fun as the rest on the list, but it may be worth considering when you can buy this 2006 model with very low mileage at 54,000 for just £2,000. It does have a 1.6 litre engine, it has 125 brake horsepower and will do 0 to 60 in 8 seconds. So worth considering maybe. Anyway, regarding all the cars on this list, if you're looking for much lower mileage examples, expect to pay a little bit more and in some cases quite a lot more. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please check out my other videos, but it's time for me to go. See you later.